Hey love, I'm Regina Conquinta, and if we haven't met yet, just know I'm the woman that women come to after the fertility books, the teas, the supplements, and the just relax advice stops working. I'm an integrative health practitioner, a fertility specialist, and let's be real, I'm about to be your new favorite women's health detective when it comes to decoding what's actually going on with your body. This isn't just another balance your hormones series. This is for women who are like, I'm smart, I've done my homework, but something still isn't adding up. Because here's the tea. Fertility is not just about ovulation or age. It is about your gut, your minerals, your stress, and your whole ecosystem. And if your body doesn't feel safe, it's not going to say yes to pregnancy, period. So in this video series, I'm going to show you the missing pieces, the real ones, the ones your OB never ran, the ones that explain why you're still not pregnant even though your labs are normal and you're doing everything right. And yeah, I've been there too. I'll share my story, the client receipts, and the exact roadmap that's helped tons of women go from confused to conceiving. So let's get into it, because once you know what's actually going on, everything changes. All right, let me guess, you've had some labs done, maybe even more than once. You've done hormones, blood work, thyroid panels, and the doctor says everything looks normal, just keep trying. But you're still not pregnant and you don't feel great either. Maybe you actually do have a diagnosis. Maybe you've been told you do have fibroids, endo, premature ovarian reserve, blocked fallopian tubes, or PCOS, and you've been told that IVF is your only option. But let's talk about the IVF elephant in the room, because a lot of women are being told that IVF is their next step without ever being offered a true root cause evaluation. But here's what your OB isn't saying. IVF doesn't fix anything. It forces your body to be pregnant before it's ready. But if your body is inflamed, depleted, or stuck in stress mode, even IVF is less likely to work. Or we'll see it show up in your pregnancy and birth. I actually see IVF offered to women who have had multiple miscarriages, and this is not where it shines. If you've had trouble getting pregnant, there may be a case to be made, but it's certainly not where I want you to start. But if you've had previous pregnancy losses, baby girl, IVF is not your answer. It doesn't do anything to help you stay pregnant. And if you just forced a body to get pregnant that was essentially saying, I'm not ready, pregnancy loss is unfortunately very possible. And I hate to see women go through that, sometimes multiple times, before they figure out that the work they need to do is to prepare their body before pregnancy. Now, I'm not anti-IVF. I am anti-skipping the real work though. So let's have a real conversation. Because doctors aren't giving Black women the full picture when it really comes to fertility treatment. First of all, Black women are twice as likely to struggle with infertility, but far less likely to be taken seriously, diagnosed, or treated with care. And when we do get access to treatment, IVF actually has a 30% lower live birth rate for Black women compared to white women. That means if you're a Black woman, you are 30% less likely to walk away with a baby that is alive. We're also more likely to experience things like miscarriages, birth complications, pregnancy complications, and emotional trauma during those treatments. And here's the other thing. I really want to not pretend like IUI is even a real solution. With a success rate of 2 to 10%, it's basically throwing spaghetti at the wall and hoping for a miracle. We deserve better than that. Here's what also gets me though. No one is talking about the long-term risks. IVF and other fertility drugs flood the body with artificial hormones. And there's growing research linking repeated IVF cycles to increase breast cancer risk, especially for women who underwent multiple rounds of IVF and ovulation stimulating drugs. Yet we're just told, just do IVF, just freeze your eggs, just relax and do IUI. Meanwhile, no one is checking your gut. No one is looking at your mineral status. No one is even asking you, do you feel safe enough to conceive? For women that are ages 35 to 45, the average cost of IVF can really range. So at age 35, you're looking at $40,000 to $80,000 for one successful round of IVF. For women that are 41, older than 40, you're looking at on average $120,000 for one successful round. Maybe insurance covers it, maybe it doesn't. Again, let me be clear, I'm not anti-IVF. I am anti-pushing Black women into aggressive treatments without understanding or healing the root causes. Because the truth is, when your body is inflamed, depleted, or under chronic stress, fertility does shut down. There is no amount of expensive treatments that can override that in a sustainable way. But when we nourish the body and we support your minerals and we heal your gut, fertility starts flowing. Your womb opens. And for so many of the women that I work with, conception happens naturally, powerfully, and in alignment with their health. So before I go too deep down that rabbit hole, let's back it up. And I just want to talk about you. So here's some of the things that are signs that your gut and minerals are really at the root of your fertility issues. So mentally take note. If you're constipated, if you're anxious, if you have sugar cravings, if you have frequent UTIs, BV, yeast infections, if you don't poop immediately upon waking, if you don't poop daily, or if you are pooping daily, it's not easy or complete. Maybe you have a menstrual cycle that is irregular, or you experience PMS, or maybe your menstrual cycle has stopped showing up some months or altogether. Truthfully, if your menstrual cycle is not just like a ninja that sneaks up on you, and you would describe it more like of an event that is happening to you, and you must prepare yourself and the people around you for the storm that is coming. Sis, we have to talk. You might be one of these people that isn't so in touch with their body, and maybe everything kind of seems fine. You're not sure, but it doesn't seem like you have any obvious symptoms. Maybe deep down you know something's kind of off, but if you're anything like me, though, you've been carrying this silent story for years. I was told I wouldn't get pregnant in my 20s, and it literally changed the way I led my life for the next 17 years. I really stopped believing my body could do this, and I stopped having the dream that I would be a mother one day. I ended up pouring everything into work, into traveling, into all kinds of experiences, just living my life and seeking all kind of outward achievement. And like so many of the high achieving women that I work with, I was totally bossed up, but I was burnt out. Most women come to me thinking that it must be their hormones or their age that is preventing them from getting pregnant. But what they don't realize is that fertility is this whole body process. And if your gut, your stress, your minerals are out of whack, your body is not going to feel safe enough to conceive. So if you're sitting there wondering, is it really my gut? Could it be stress, or do I just need to relax and keep trying? You're not crazy and you're not broken. You're certainly not missing that one magical supplement. What you are missing is the real data that explains what's happening under the surface. And that's what we're going to unpack right now. So I want you to double underline, you're not lazy. You are depleted. And if you've been in go mode for years, so if we can keep it real, think school. Then you jumped into a career. Maybe you've done some caregiving. Maybe you've had your own share of grief or trauma. Maybe you've just been living your life to the max. You're always booking something to do as soon as you get off work or for the full weekend. Maybe you're doing boozy brunch in the morning and something at night. You scroll on your phone. All of this means you've been burning through your minerals. It takes energy to keep showing up daily and to keep producing, or to have anxiety, or to be concerned, or to do any of these things. We don't even think about it, but we expect our body to keep going until it literally can't, and then we're upset because it feels like our body's now getting in the way of our dreams. But the truth is, the body is always doing the right thing. It's us who gets in the way of the body because we don't really understand how it works. Most women I work with are in a burnout cycle that they didn't even know existed. And real talk, I don't think any woman has ever come to me saying, I'm under so much stress, I can't handle it. Yet I literally see it in their labs all the time. All of the time. And I was like all of my clients. So years ago, minerals literally transformed my health. I had heard about how important magnesium was, but what I didn't know was that potassium deficiency will mimic a lot of the same symptoms as magnesium deficiency, but it's a lot less common. So even doctors told me there's no way it could be potassium deficiency. You just eat a banana and you've had more than enough potassium. But quite frankly, when you're trying to get pregnant and things aren't working, who gives a what's common or normal? I needed to know for me what the deal was. And the deal was I needed potassium. So in fact, when I finally looked under the hood, I found massive mineral depletion. And there's no amount of random herbs or cycle tracking that was going to fix that until I actually dealt with the root cause. I had to face myself and deal with my stress. And then I literally needed to give my body the building blocks to do the repair work that I needed it to do. Not giving your body minerals is like hiring a construction crew for a job, but not purchasing the materials that they need to do the job. So there's no lumber, concrete, flooring. And honestly, taking a random prenatal or multivitamin is like dumping off random construction materials at the construction site and hoping they complete the exact vision of your project without any of the actual materials that they need. You really want to give your body exactly what it needs. Let me give you an example. One of my clients, Danny, came to me after 2 years of trying. Her labs, according to her doctor, were fine. But when we ran her functional labs, her calcium was sky high and her sodium was in the tank. We rebuilt her minerals, cleared up her gut, and she ovulated naturally within a few weeks of starting her custom mineral formula. A few months later, she became pregnant and her baby girl was born earlier this year. So here's what we've uncovered. Your blood work can look totally normal while your body is in full-out burnout. We've also looked at how mineral imbalances, especially low calcium, sodium, potassium, and magnesium, can block fertility at a cellular level. And even though we haven't gone too deep into it yet, I think you've heard that gut imbalances are one of the biggest hidden reasons for infertility, hormone disruption, and even pregnancy loss. So if you're sitting there thinking, why didn't anyone tell me this? You're not alone. Most women are not being offered these tests or this level of clarity. So if it's starting to make you wonder, wait, could my root cause have been overlooked this whole time? You're asking the right question. That's exactly why I created something that I affectionately call, Is Your Body Baby Ready quiz? But don't get it twisted. This is not some BuzzFeed internet quiz. This is an actual assessment tool that I've been using in my practice for over a decade to identify key imbalances that block fertility. It looks at all the most commonly missed factors. Think mineral depletion, gut imbalances, nervous system stress, detox load, and inflammation patterns. And based on your answers, we get a clear view of where your body is struggling to say yes to pregnancy. So if you're ready to stop guessing, I want you to start here and take this quiz. I want you to see what's really going on because clarity is actually the first step towards conception. So take the Is Your Body Baby Ready quiz now. And sis, listen, you've been carrying this alone for too long. And now you finally have a pathway forward. You don't need to keep guessing. You don't need to keep hoping that the next cycle will be different. You need real data, real direction, and real support. And this quiz is where it starts. Because it's not just a quiz, it's a mirror. It's going to show you what your body's been trying to tell you this whole time. And once you have that clarity, everything starts to shift. So go take the quiz, because the mama in you, she deserves answers. And I promise you that you are closer than you think.